Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynic Alex, and today I want to shed some light on some of the bugs that are persistent in the game, just to get the attention out there, throw some light on these situations, and hopefully get someone's eyes on this who can actually affect change for the community. This bug is the newest in a decent sized list of kind of things we've had to live with and work around for the past few updates. These are not all brand new with update 3.0. So I wanted to talk about them and kind of list them for you guys, detail them, and explain exactly what's wrong, just in case anybody over at Netmarble, any of my bros, Jonathan, etc., over in the Netmarble studios, doesn't know about this, or hasn't had enough of a priority to fix it. I'm trying to give you that fire under your feet. Please, guys, we want these changes fixed. We want these things to go away, because we're just trying to play the game. We're just trying to enjoy the game, and we love this game. But when things like this go wrong, and when I can't sign in because of error code net 10001, I get a bit salty and I get a bit frustrated. So take the criticism, with the fact that, and the truth that I'm just doing this because I want the game to be perfect, and it's almost there. It's not quite there. So we have that bug, and thankfully I'm able to log into the game normally after a few tries. Some people are having a lot more difficulty. Some people are playing just normally. So it's a bit hit and miss as far as that net error, login error goes. But there are some other issues that the game has that hopefully will be addressed very soon, if they're not already being addressed by someone. Off the top of my head, I know that there are issues with Battle World. Now, aside from the kind of quality of life issue where you don't get your you don't get recharged for your entries after the daily reset, because Battle World operates on a different timer, is a bit frustrating, but that's not a bug. What is a bug, and what does happen from time to time, and I see it posted on the Reddit, and I hear people talking about it in the comment section of the Twitch chats and stuff like that, is sometimes people go into Battle World, they zone in, and the enemies aren't there. It's 5 against 0. Or the enemies zone in, but the enemies have unlimited health, or they're not taking any damage, they're invincible, or only a couple of enemies zone in, or the game crashes and during Battle World you lose your entry but you don't get a win, and so it affects your score. Now, while these may seem minor, and Battle World is not a kind of peak event or focal event for the community, it's still frustrating, and Battle World could be a lot better if some of these issues were addressed, in addition to some other quality of life changes. Another issue that's similar to the Battle World issue, that may be a visual bug or may be something deeper, is the clear ticket bug. And apparently, I haven't had this happen to myself, but again, I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it in comment sections of YouTube videos and Reddit and Twitch. Sometimes people hit the clear ticket button, and instead of seeing the normal screen with a normal number of gold and experience and shield and bios, some of these numbers are gone, all of them are gone, or some of the numbers are completely out of whack. There's 0 gold, or there's 5 million gold, but you didn't actually get 5 million gold. There's a whole bunch of shield XP or none, etc, etc, and it's confusing for players, and it just makes the game look like there's some things going on behind the scenes that are worrisome. So I know that there's nothing wrong with the game in that sense, but having those little visual bugs and glitches does put people a little bit not at ease. It puts them in kind of uneasy discomfort mode, and so if that could be changed, that would be fantastic. Another issue that has returned with the return of the World Boss Double Rifts, and I don't know if this is specific to how they code this game mode, because there are 2 world bosses back to back and it doesn't refresh the instance. Black Dwarf, when he goes into his shield mode and he has that green bar and you have to take it down, even if you take it all the way down, he still bursts. He still does damage to you, and he can still one-shot you potentially if you're not iframing or having a guard or some kind of invulnerability or switching when he does that, regardless of whether you take off the shield or not. And we've seen this bug before. It happened before in old World Boss Dimension Rifts. It was also happening in the regular World Boss for both Black Dwarf and Super Giant, because they both have physical and energy defense shields respectively. And it's something that I feel Netmarble should put some priority on fixing, because world bosses are such an integral part of the game. They're such a staple for farming, especially for new players trying to build up Doctor Strange and get those Chaos Nordstones and the black antimatter. So to have that bug there really will make it feel discouraging for those new players when they're close to getting that win and then they get, you know, ganked or dunked by a bad mechanic or an unfair mechanic, because you're showing the green bar, which is great. They take the green bar down, which is supposed to stun the enemy and allow you to keep DPSing them, and then the enemy still, you know, roars back and deals a whole bunch of damage to you, maybe kills your primary DPS character because you weren't expecting that at all, and now you're suddenly salty, and who knows, you might uninstall the game on the back of that stuff. People have had poorer reactions to less in the past, myself included. So if they could fix that, I think that would be fantastic. Another thing that I want to address just very quickly, guys, I don't like talking about this stuff because it personally upsets me that people would go to these lengths for basically nothing. But in the World Boss Ultimate, if you go to rankings and you go to the overall list, there are players at the top. Sometimes that Netmarble has been a lot better about removing these, but there still are appearances from time to time, however brief they might be now, of accounts and characters and heroes and villains who should not even come close. Like, I'm talking 5-star Spider-Man, you know, non-tier 2 Ghost Rider, stuff like that, making it into the top 100, usually right at the top, you know, the top 5 for these World Boss Ultimate kills. Now, of course, these people are doing it illegitimately, and of course, I have no endorsement on their part, and I would not endorse them because I think what they're doing is ridiculous, and it hurts the game, and they should stop. However, it is good to see that Netmarble has begun to take more swift action against them, because it is discouraging for the people who are competing to see their scores pushed down by basically pretenders and a bunch of, you know, Goombas who just want to see their name up there but don't want to put in the work and the effort and the grinding to actually get there the way that, you know, a lot of these top guys have in reality. So it's something that is a continued fight on Netmarble's part, I know that, and it's going to persist in basically any game. Marvel Future Fight is no different, but it is good to see, and I do tip my fedora to Netmarble for, you know, taking action against those accounts and putting them in their place, because they're not where they're supposed to be. Another issue that I want to touch on that I think Netmarble has also fixed, but in case it continues to happen later on, I do want to touch on it and mention it, the Android update bug. And this one was a bit frustrating. I don't have something to show for you guys right now, but essentially anytime you reloaded the game, whether you just restarted because Alliance Battle or you just wanted to restart your phone or your tablet or whatever, and you loaded it up on Android devices, you would have some kind of phantom update, and it would take an extra 10, 20, 30 seconds, whatever, on that initial loading screen with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Sharon Rogers, and you'd get no notification, no indication of why it was updating, but it would constantly update every single time. That infuriated a good portion of the community. I want to say like 5 to 10% of guys were having that issue consistently. I had it happen to myself a couple times, and while it didn't really take away from my gaming experience, it did delay things. It did make Alliance Battle take longer and Alliance Battle Extreme, so I'm glad that I think they fixed that permanently for everyone in the community. In case they haven't, here's pointing the finger at you. Next up, we have the white ISO, I believe is the powerful ISO 8 bug in the inventory system. So right now I have the white ISO selected because I initially zoned into the inventory. I can go ahead and sell these and everything's fine, but if I press away to any of the other ISOs and I try to go back to the white ISO, I cannot. This bug is not really that important if you just remember to always start by looking at the white ISOs if you need to sell them before moving on, but it can be frustrating for people who go in and manage their inventory a lot, especially people like me who are constantly near that, you know, breaking point of 600 to get that notification about the inventory. And I think it's a quick fix for Netmarble that they should prioritize to, you know, show the community that they're really listening. Similarly, and this is a new one that I just found, there is an inventory bug when you go into co-op, and it's an interesting bug. Essentially what happens is you're about to deploy a character to play a game, but you decide to create a private match, which is fine. You want to play with your friends, you want to play with strangers in a, you know, more controlled environment. And when you go over to invite people to the game, and you invite them into your game, whether it's from Line, whether it's from your alliance, whether it's from Kakao, whatever, after you play a few games with them, and this has happened on stream for me, you get a notification saying that your inventory is full. If you leave to go check your inventory, you're automatically booted from your private game, and you're going to have to start up a new one, which is frustrating. On top of that, the notification in some cases is erroneous. I've had it happen to me where it tells me my inventory is full when I'm playing co-op with some of the Alliance bros, and then I go into my inventory and I'm at like 487 out of 600. I'm clearly nowhere near the limit, but the game erroneously thinks that I am at the limit. And I don't think I've seen anyone mention this bug before. So Jonathan, if you are listening, please, if you could fix the co-op bug, I plan to do a lot more co-op with the bros on my channel, on the live stream. So I would appreciate it if you guys could fix that. Just a heads up for you guys, I'm going to deviate just a moment. I am going to be doing a special live stream, not this next one coming up, but the one after that. So it's about 36 hours from this video being released. I'm going to be doing a special live stream with T-Mizzle. Yes, we're going to be teaming up to do a little bit of co-op, a little bit of some other game modes potentially. We're going to be chatting both with you guys on the YouTube and Twitch channels and comment section, and also with each other via, you know, voice over internet protocol. So it should be very cool, very exciting. If you guys want to check me out, you know to hit it up on the Twitch. And of course, if you guys want to check out T-Mizzle, I encourage you to do so. You can catch him on YouTube on his channel. He'll be live streaming there. I'll be live streaming on Twitch. You kind of get the best of both worlds, guys. So hopefully you guys check it out. Back to the bugs, guys. The invisible wall bug. One of the most nefarious of them all, and the one that hits Shadowlands the hardest. This is one I don't think they're ever going to fix or be able to change, because I think there's just something in the coding of things snapping to edges and, you know, technical stuff that's honestly beyond my understanding. But if they could fix it, wow, I think the community would really be grateful. I know personally I would be so thankful, because it's really fun to try out Shadowlands stages with under-leveled characters, with characters that, you know, are going to have difficulty and where you need to play perfectly. And when you need to play perfectly and you get shut out and you get ignored or you get stuck in the corner because of an invisible wall, that just is soul crushing. So if they could fix that, I would be elated. I'd probably make a video about no more invisible wall, boys. Shout out to Donald Trump. The last one that I want to talk about is kind of a double bogey, guys. Lately, I've noticed that Extreme Alliance Battle has more lag. Specifically, I've noticed it on the Doctor Strange No Restriction Day, because I don't have Tier 2 Sharon Rogers. Also the Blast Mail Day, which is coming up soon. And mostly, almost entirely, or the worst lag that I've seen in any game mode since this update has been Kid Kaiju Speed Hero. I don't know if they updated his animations, if they did something to the coding that interacts with him and all of his kaijus jumping in and out, but I experienced on my tablet, on my Nvidia Shield, quite a lot of frame rate loss playing as Kid Kaiju, and I probably experienced close to 25% more lag. As I'm making this video, I get another error. More lag with Kid Kaiju since the 3.0 update than I did previously. Now, I don't know if this is tied directly to Android. I have heard some people say that they're experiencing reduced performance and increased lag on Android devices. I don't want to say for sure whether or not that's true, because I can't verify those things, but I have experienced personally more lag and more frames lost on Extreme Alliance Battle, particularly with Kid Kaiju on the Speed Hero Day. So I don't know if anyone at Netmarble could give us some insight into why that is occurring. It could just be that the UI and the enhanced graphics overall have had more of a strain on devices, and if that's the case, then we need to upgrade our devices. That's, you know, that's fair play. More updates, higher resolution on things, shinier, nicer graphics. We have to keep up, and I don't mind that. But if it's something unintentional, if it's something that's a bug, or if it's something that shouldn't be working as it's working and it's not working as intended, then hopefully if Netmarble can't fix it right away, they can at least address it to us. Because guys, communication is the key. That is the difference between a great company like Netmarble, who addresses issues when they happen for the most part, and then other game companies who just let bugs sit there and let long loading screens and terrible crashes and bugs and all that kind of stuff just ruin the community and the player base and leave everyone salty and, you know, looking for another game to hop to. So I wanted to continue the communication, and I wanted to leave on that note and stress that fact. This is not necessarily pointing the finger or trying to tear anyone down. I love this game. I think the developers have done a fantastic job, but I think it's time, and there is the right moment, and I think it's now to bring these issues to the table, to lay them all out, to point to what could be better and what should be fixed for the community, and to have our voices heard. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Let your voices be heard. Speak eloquently, guys. Put your best foot forward. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Couldn't press the screen. Take care.